Good morning, farmers. Out here collecting the honey to start the day. Looks like I'm just going to get one jar of honey today. Just one jar is all I got. Just one jar. All of one jar. Fabulous. I need to come on down to the dock because if I remember from yesterday, James is not extremely happy with, so he would prefer a fish at some point. So today is good as any. Let's grab the old fishing rod. Where are the fishies? Fishies? There they are. I see ya. Let's start right in the middle of the group. And hopefully this won't take too long. So, the chore today, go back up to Oliver's. I got two fields to cultivate. Right? Yeah, 2 fields to cultivate. And also fertilize them. And I'm going to hire some workers to put some more seed down. Some more peas is what we're going to put in those fields. So when fall comes, like I've been saying, we'll have a whole bunch of peas to sell at the market. Speaking of the market, actually, let's go ahead and see what the market looks like today. Lupine is looking better. The peas still, not that good. So let's go up here and feed James's fish, and then we can get right to work. I do have 4 workers on the go right now, but hopefully by the time I get ready for them, I'll have a couple ready to go. James, where's James? James is over here. Hopefully one fish is good enough for him. Yep, he's pleased. There's the wife, always in that one spot. That spot's really rough, though, I'll tell you that much. She works on it constantly. James is happy. Rex is happy. Everyone's extremely happy. Timmy's still in his little crib. And he will be for another 9 more months, I suppose. So let's run over here. And I just realized I don't have any tractors down here to pull the slurry tanker. Instead of me running all the way up there, it's here somewhere. I'll just start clicking until I get into one of them. Yep, this is the one. So we'll grab our CX tractor, go on down, and we'll spray some slurry in the field behind us here first. Just so that we're prepared. If I get a free worker to start seeding. We have a worker plowing the field that we harvested last time. Looks like he's about halfway done. And we're going to follow up right behind him pretty soon with the cultivator. So 2 fields to cultivate. And all fields to fertilize. And all fields to seed. I probably won't get it all done today, but we'll see how far we can get. I will get the fields cultivated. I will probably get the fields fertilized, but I don't know if I'll get all the fields seeded. Well, I won't be seeding the fields. Workers will. I'll be on the busy side. I think both of these tankers are full. Yes, they are. And I can back up better than that. Sometimes. There we go. Use up some of our cow slurry. Spread the good word. I'm going to try to cover the field as best as I can. Which camera angle is the furthest? So that was, huh? Alright, we'll scroll back, even though I can't scroll back far enough with the mouse wheel to see exactly how far we're spreading, but it'll give me a good idea of what we're doing. So then the only thing I'll have to do is come around with the artificial fertilizer later, which won't take us too long to do either. I don't even know how much artificial fertilizer I even got in the shed, but we'll find out later on. Yeah, cruise control works best. Cruise control seems to get the tractor up to speed faster. Faster is better. I didn't check to see what kind of jobs are out available today. I figured I'm going to be plenty busy enough as it is in our own fields. But definitely I want to get this one fertilized first, and I'm going to hop right into our FV tractor. Man, it's so hard not to call them like a brand name. You got to remember all the initials. But I want to get to cultivating that big field. Well, I want to say big field. It's just under 2 hectares, so it won't take me too long to do that field. All right, turn that off. Spin around. Turn it back on. Yes, I got 4 workers on the go. Once I get maybe cultivating, I'll just double check. I don't think any of them will be done because I think I just actually hired them last night before I went to bed. which was at the end of last episode, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I was going to use those workers to seed the fields. Oh, well. You know how it goes. You get a plan going in your head, then like 20 minutes later, you start hiring workers like, oh, wait a minute, I was going to do this with the workers. Well, at least I do anyways, and I forget what I'm doing sometimes. Most of the times. So I'm going to try to stay focused just for now and get this field fertilized. At least with the cow slurry. And then move on to cultivating. First field is done. Got that to 98%. Felt good about myself, so I came onto this field here while I was in the tractor. I said, well, might as well let that worker finish plowing the field. I don't want to feel like I'm rushing the person working. Yeah, let's get some slurry in our plow. That's always a good thing to do. I'm not destroying any crops. It's just my workers. They're fine. It's kind of too bad that we cannot sell the slurry anywhere. Because really with the plane being able to fertilize, I'd rather, at my point in time, I'd rather just use that, but I do have all this slurry sitting around. And since I can't sell it, I might as well use it. Nope, we're not destroying crops. That's the one wish I kind of do have in an update in the future for Farmers Dynasty. Wish we could kind of maybe get rid of some of these warnings all the time. So some more peas. So from the way we harvested, we got like 90,000. No, I think it was what, 75,000 liters of peas off these fields. So we'll get another 75,000 in theory come towards near fall. So I should be able to store all that in the silos down there. Although I got this lupine that we're getting ready to harvest. I may store the lupine in new fields. Or I could store the lupine at the farm, depending on how much we get. Lupine doesn't yield in great numbers either. Alright, so that is this field done. 99%. Oh yes, that's good. That is really good. Let's go ahead and park this across the street. I have enough to finish that field for sure, but not enough probably to do that one over there. And that worker is gone. So that means I have a worker to hire. Let's see, I got 1, 2... Actually, I only got 2 workers at the moment. Okay, that's good. Right here, yes. And so with peas, $4,000. And then I'll hire someone to sow that field over there in just a few seconds. I don't think the plow's going to be in the way, but you never know. Peas for $1,200. Hopefully that plow's not in your way. Shouldn't be. But I guess it is. They'll work around it. I mean, it's their tractor. Yeah. If it was my tractor, I'd be like, hey. But that is my plow that they're running over. Alright, hitch up the cultivator. I said, hitch up the cultivator. There we go. Lower it back down and cruise control and get this field cultivated. And then I'll spread some slurry on this field. And then, yeah, you know the routine. Hire another worker to seed this field with some peas. And then at some point, probably tomorrow, after we get all the fields seeded, I'll come up here with the artificial fertilizer spreader. And we'll spread down some fertilizer. And then we should be all set on these fields. And then we can start on the lupine. Slowly but surely. The good news is with our workers, we're pretty much caught up with all the fields, except for the ones around the farm itself. So I got plenty of time to have those fields all prepped for September. I'm kind of really focusing on these 4 fields right now. Are you going to get around my plow? Looks like you did. So he's all good to go, I would think. And pretty much I am all good to go. I didn't think I was going to run out of fertilizing that field, but we did. But I was going to have to run on down to the farm anyways to refill the tanker for the other field, so I guess it doesn't matter to me either way. But we got that field finished cultivating in the time lapse, and now, of course, I just want to go ahead and finish fertilizing this field. See if I got any free workers available, hire a worker to seed this field, and then jump over to the other side of the road, cultivate that field that we have to go, and yeah, fertilize it, and we're pretty much done for the day. Although it's still going to be a long day cultivating and fertilizing. At least we'll be all set in these fields until September when it comes time to harvest, and then we shall repeat ourselves. And yeah, it'll be a lot of work to do when September comes, like it always is, but you know what, it's worth it. It's winter canola. Well, I'm not going to call it winter canola anymore. It's just canola. But yeah, canola's good. Canola's really good when springtime comes and you're harvesting all your fields and you see that money just going up and up and up and up. Especially on days when the prices are good. Alright, so what are the stats on this field here? 99%. That is good. I like that number a lot. Let's go ahead and move this tractor across the street. I don't want to be in the way of any of our workers. I need to bring the harvester down at some point as well to our lupine fields. That car is going to stop, so thank you kindly, ma'am, sir, whoever's driving. Do I have any spare workers? We got 2 workers there. I believe I do. Easiest way is just to click on a field peanut and find out. Sow some peas for 468 bucks. Shouldn't take them long to do that. Don't know where he's going to appear from. Do I have a piece of machinery in the way? I'm looking for my worker. I did click on this field, right? Worker is hired to sow this field. Alright, I might be in his spawn point. Let's grab the header and move this. Still no. Is it the trailer? Might be the trailer. I've been to this before, so I know I'm blocking the spawn point. We did this last fall up in Newfields. So let's grab the trailer. Let's not run into one of those signs. Almost did. All right. I moved everything. So where is this worker? I don't know. Let me just go ahead and move everything way out of the way and see if that does it. Alright, so apparently it was where I parked the slurry tanker. Alright, whatever. It's all good. He appeared. Yeah, so he appears on this corner of this field for the other field. That's fine, fine, workers. Can I hitch up to this, please, so I can get to go ahead and cultivating this field? Yeah, obviously can. So I brought the harvester all the way down to the lupine fields. I brought the plow around the corner a little bit. Yeah, I was moving things. I'm like, okay, how about if I do this? How about if I do that? All right, it's got to be here somewhere, and finally found it. Anywho, now I can get to go ahead and cultivate this field, and then later on hire a worker. I'm really hungry. How hungry am I? I'm so hungry, I would like some red egg casserole. There we go, and get back to cultivating. And it's already 12:30 in the afternoon, which is not bad. Probably take me until like 3:30, 4 o'clock to cultivate this field. This got to toss down some slurry, and then hire a worker to slap some peas on here. Actually, when I get maybe like a third of the way through this field, I may go ahead and check my workers and hire a worker to come in and do the peas then. I can always spread the slurry down afterwards. Doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah, so coming along rather nicely. I think it won't take long for the worker to put the peas down in the field that we just cultivated, so he might be the first one done. But actually, I might have a fourth worker now. But anyways, I'll figure that out later. Made a few passes around the field, checked for a worker. I had one available. And there they are. They're now seeding some peas in our field. Now the only problem is I always forget about... I keep getting in the morning that I'm sowing in a field that has not been cultivated. So that's going to ding at me until I get it. Probably like, I don't know how far I have to get along before... Yeah, you're sowing on soil that has not been cultivated. Yeah, technically he is. But yeah, I'll be getting that warning until I think I get like 75% done, I think. Either way. Now the only thing is I got to be careful when I get to the edge of the corner like this. Usually I make a loop-de-loop, but now I quite can't do that because I'll be cultivating in the seed, and then that's not good. Then I'll have to reseed it. So, just got to be more careful on the corners. I should have no problem staying ahead of the worker since I am at 43% cultivated and he's only around 10%, and we know the workers really don't use the implement to full width, working width as they possibly can, but that's... To me, that's fine because that I'm pretty sure what they're doing is they're overlapping, kind of like I do once in a while with the slurry and fertilizer, just to make sure that you got it all. But they overlap quite a bit more than I do. But like I said, it doesn't matter. We pay them by the job, not by the hour. Yep, and I'll be getting that warning sign for like the next 15 minutes. Then I'll follow up with a slurry spreader, tanker. Put the slurry down, and like I said, we'll hold off on fertilizing until the next day. First thing in the morning, we'll come up here and take care of all 4 of these fields. I will not go to bed until all these fields are finished seeded, just because I want to make sure they're all on the same growth day. If I were to sleep in the middle of the night when these fields are halfway done, when September comes, it will be like half the fields are ready for harvest and the other half isn't. That's why I wanted to get this worker going as soon as I could because, well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I would like to have them get done before it gets dark. I'd like to get done before it gets dark. I mean, I will be, but the workers may not be, especially the ones seeding this field. May take them a bit longer. And it won't take us long to put artificial fertilizer on these fields the next morning. And then... looking at the weather, which I already have, there's no rain really in the forecast, so we should be able to harvest for the next couple of days, or I can harvest, plow, or whatever. We got all the fields around here to do. And the lupine fields, I'm not going to reseed those fields at all. Just because I'm thinking by the time I harvest them, plow, cultivate, the same cycle, by the time I get to seeding those fields, I'm going to be pushing like middle of July. which means those fields won't be ready for harvest until middle of September, and I don't want to be pushing my luck too much with the fields. And I'm thinking once we get all these fields prepped, the month of August we might be skipping through until these fields are ready for harvest. Because it's not going to take long for our workers, because we'll be, like I said, harvesting those 3 fields of lupine. By the time I flip those around, I'll have 4 workers going on the rest of the fields. It won't take them long to turn those fields around. I almost forgot about, and I think it's ready, we do have a grass field that we might go ahead and cut and make some grass bales and then go sell at the market. I'm not going to get a whole bunch for them, but actually, no, wait a minute. I think I did the grass for the cows. Or did I top off the cows? Well, either way, we'll double check the cows here when I get done to see how much food they have. If they're really low on food, then I will make sure that we top them off. If our cows are pretty well topped off, then they're good for 2 years. Yeah, that's what I said, 2 years. I wish they would kind of reduce the rate or increase the rate of how much food the cows intake. It's the same thing with the chickens. I fed the chickens. I don't know how long ago it is I fed the chickens, but the chickens are probably good for like 5 or 6 years, the amount of food I gave them. But I don't know if I mentioned this just yet, but I don't know if you saw it in Friday's video, and of course today's video. I am uploading these videos in higher resolution, so hopefully the videos are much more clear for you to watch in. Nice, crisp and clear. The only thing the reason why I held off on uploading at a higher resolution is some people's internet may not be able to handle it, especially if you're watching it on mobile, depending on the areas that you're in. So if it is a problem watching these videos in a higher resolution, just leave a comment below that your video keeps pausing and uploading and pausing and uploading. Then I may go back down to the lower resolution again. So still tell me I'm at 71% cultivated. Still telling me that I'm seeding in a field that's not cultivated. I want to say it's 75%, but we should find out that pretty shortly. Yeah, no worries on the worker catching up to you. So if you're ever in a rush on a field, it's always good. Depending on the cycle, how you want to do it. You know, you can always hire a worker to go in front of you, then you follow the worker. Or you you start work on the field and hire a worker to come in behind you. I would usually recommend, if you're going to be in front of the worker, just try to get at least 20% of the field done before you hire the worker. I mean, if you both start at the same time, you would go ahead of the worker. Just that you'd be in each other's way. So by getting like 20% of the field done, well, you can judge it yourself. I mean, it all depends on the field, but I would say get about 3 or 4 headlands done on the field before you hire the worker to come in behind you. Or else you may get parts where you're kind of in each other's way. But we're still sowing on a field that has not been cultivated, and I'm at 87%. So, I mean, do I have to get the field like fully cultivated, or at least 90% cultivated? What's the deal here? That is one thing I wish, like I said, the caution or warning signs, I wish there was a way to like just get one warning and be done with it. Or be able to go into options and turn off warnings altogether, I suppose. And I've tried hidden secret buttons to get rid of the HUD display. I tried like what a lot of games use, and I haven't found the key just yet. There is one. It's like any game though, when you first start playing a game, the heads up display is really nice to see what keys are what. But after you have like 600-700 hours into a game, you pretty much know what the keys are. Alright, so we are at 93%. I'm just wondering if I don't think at this point I'll get any more cautions or warnings that we're sowing on a field not cultivated. But I do love this tractor. This has become my favorite tractor in Farmers Dynasty. The FV tractor. It seems to handle all the implements well. I know a lot of new players usually try to save up and buy the big tractor first, and it seems like most players are kind of disappointed with it, but the only issue I have with the CX tractor is with this cultivator. It does not seem to handle it well for some reason. I have thought about trying to use the other cultivators that are in the game, but yeah, they're all sitting back there at the farm in our parking area. But since this is the widest one that there is, this is the one I'm using. I might go ahead and use the other ones when it comes time to do the lawn, but usually when I cut the grass around the farm, I'd rather just use a weed trimmer. Doesn't take that long to zip around the farm with that thing. 99% done. I had to come back up. I saw this little piece right here. I have to get that or it's just going to annoy me. And then we'll grab this piece right here. And really right there should be at 100. Nope, still at 99%. Interesting. I'm still at 99%. What the heck did I miss? Either way, we're just going to call it good enough. Let me go drop off this cultivator over by the plow, because I know that's far enough away from the field to not interfere with the workers. Keep it off the sidewalk area. Let's go grab our slurry spreader and spread the good news. And then I can go back to the farm, bother my wife a little bit while I wait for these 4 workers to get done. Actually, maybe I'll move some of this equipment around. I could do that while I'm waiting. Alright, let me get a good angle here. As I move the camera around every which direction there is. Let's just try not to get in the way of the worker. He may get a little bit of slurry on his tractor, but he'll be okay. Yeah, he's fine. All over the windshield, which is what you want. Just want to make sure I get far enough ahead of him so I don't keep getting in his way. Then, like I said, first thing tomorrow morning, we'll come up here with a fertilizer spreader, put down some artificial fertilizer, and we are good to go for these fields. Don't have to worry about weeds in this game, though. No weeding to do. There, I got one side of your tractor covered in slurry, and I'll get the other side covered in slurry. Yeah, the one thing I'm still not used to in this game is like when I turn off the slurry spreader, it takes a couple seconds for it to turn off, which does make sense because you got, you know, you got some liquid slurry in the pipe and it takes a little while to drain on out. I think I'll just come down here and let that worker go. You're going to enjoy the rest of the afternoon seating in this field with all that wonderful smell you got going on. And one more little corner piece here. It's going to be like 96% done. I mean, it was kind of a sloppy job, I think. 96%, where are we? Alright, 97%. I will take that. Let's drive back to the farm. We'll top this tanker off, park it back in the parking lot. But we have pretty much gave ourselves enough room in our holding tank for a while. This will definitely put our holding tank down below 50%. Then, like I said, later on this evening, I'll come back up here, start moving some of this equipment on down. I already got the harvester down by the lupine fields. I'll take the CX tractor and bring the trailer on down to lupine fields. The plow and cultivator can kind of sit up there for a while until I'm ready to use it. Then I'll move it around. But the other thing I need to do is, I do believe I got some workers that have finished seeding the pea field, so I'll get them working over by the building materials store. But first things I want to do is top off this. And we will check the cows here in just a second. I don't think I'm close enough to actually check their food storage now. Am I close enough to get to the cows' food storage? Nope, not really. I was inside the barn though. So you can see our manure is stored. I basically don't even have enough for a full tanker yet. Almost, but I'm pretty sure next time I go to fill up, there will be enough there. So we pretty much burned through the cow slurry. But this tanker is ready to go for next time I use it. Let's go ahead and park it on up. And we'll leave that parked right there. Let's go over to the cow barn just to see what they're doing for food. I mean, if they're like 85, 90%, I'm not going to bother giving a grass bale because, yeah, they really won't need it. Where are we? Yeah, they're down to 28%, so I need to cut that grass and make some grass bales. I believe that grass field is ready for harvest, and I should get plenty of grass bales off of that. So I only got 2 workers at the moment. Plowed. Alright, so someone needs to cultivate that field. We'll go ahead and do that. Is my wife around? I probably should talk to the wife. I don't remember last time we talked to her. Alright. What about this field here? That's plowed, not cultivated. So let's go ahead and hire someone to cultivate that field. And there's my 4 workers. You're still standing in the same spot as we left you.
Darling?
Good evening, dear.
How's Timmy? Let's give her a compliment because I think it's been a while.
Good. It almost makes me speechless.
So nice to hear that. Thanks.
You're welcome. Does she seem to like me very much? Yes,
Honey?
she does.
Hello, darling.
Let's just see what she has to say about
This is
being
a
a nice
really
place to
nice
live.
place to live.
Does it need a mall or two?
Yes, I love it here.
Wow, very enthusiastic tonight she is.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
I love it when I tell my wife that. Just, yeah, thanks. I'll see you around. It's kind of like, when I say that, I almost picture myself saying like, yeah, I'll see you around. Like, I may be home tonight. I may not be. I don't know. Rex is still down here. Yeah, poor. I would like to say poor Rex, but he always looks happy being down here by the fire, by the nice little pond that we have here. What does James do at night? He's over in the gazebo. I guess that's what we would call it, a gazebo. Sure. And by the way, someone did want me to mention about the pigeons. The pigeons are just there for looks. I know somebody a long time ago thought that if you parked your tractor underneath here, that the pigeons would poop on it, but they do not do that, as far as I know. I don't really ever park my equipment in here. Even in the beginning, I don't think I really parked my equipment in here. That's one thing I think the devs overlooked when they started, when they built this game, is there's not really a lot of places to put your equipment that we all have. I mean, really, I can probably put, well, I got a mower in here. That's a baler. That's the original baler, actually, right? Yeah, that's the original baler. Here is where you're supposed to drive in to refuel and repaint your vehicle that you can't drive half your vehicles into. And in here I got the riding mower, and of course in the winter I do park the harvester in the hay loft. But with that being said, let's go on down by the fireplace and just spend some time with Rex while I wait for my other two workers to finish seeding those fields. Right, Rex? Bow wow. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you next time right here on The Day in the Farm. But until then, have a good one.